Have you ever felt like your life is being controlled by invisible forces? That something within you is holding you back from achieving your dreams or living your true potential? Perhaps you've experienced the feeling of wanting to break free, yet something keeps you stuck in place. The truth is, many of us are trapped by our own limiting beliefs, those invisible barriers created by our past experiences, societal expectations, or our own self-doubt. But what if I told you that these beliefs are not who you are? What if I told you that there is a way to break free from them, and all it takes is a shift in perspective? Eckhart Tolle, a spiritual teacher and author, has helped millions of people awaken to the power of the present moment. His teachings invite us to let go of the mental noise that keeps us trapped in cycles of self-limitation. According to Tolle, the mind, in its constant search for answers, creates unnecessary suffering. But there's a way to transcend this by embracing the present moment and shifting away from the limiting stories we tell ourselves. Today, we are going to dive into Eckhart Tolle's profound wisdom and explore how you can break through your limiting beliefs and begin living a life of true freedom and possibility. Imagine waking up every day feeling empowered, knowing that you have the ability to create the life you desire, free from the chains of doubt and fear. This transformation is possible, and it starts with understanding the power of presence, one of Tolle's key teachings. If you've ever felt like you're running in circles, stuck in a loop of negative self-talk or limiting thoughts, then this video is for you. Together, we'll discover how to shift from living in the past or future to fully embracing the now. And in doing so, we'll break the cycle of limiting beliefs that may have been holding you back for years. So, stay with me until the end, because by the time you finish watching, you'll have the tools to begin the process of releasing those limiting beliefs and creating a life filled with clarity, peace, and limitless potential. Limiting beliefs are like invisible walls that hold us back from achieving what we truly want. These are the deeply ingrained thoughts and convictions that tell us we're not good enough, that success is out of our reach, or that we'll never be happy. They often originate from past experiences, negative feedback from others, or the influence of societal standards. For example, imagine you've always dreamed of starting your own business, but somewhere along the way, you've picked up the belief that only certain people are meant to be entrepreneurs. Or maybe you've had relationships in the past that didn't work out, and now you believe that true love is impossible for me. These limiting beliefs may feel like they're just part of who you are, but the truth is, they are simply thoughts that we've attached to our sense of self. So, what impact do these limiting beliefs have on our daily lives? Well, they shape every decision we make, often without us even realizing it. They can keep us from pursuing new opportunities, force us into unhealthy relationships, or prevent us from chasing our dreams. They create a sense of fear, resistance, and sometimes even self-sabotage. For instance, someone who believes they are not worthy of success might avoid opportunities that could help them grow, out of fear of failure or rejection. This is where Eckhart Tolle's teachings come into play. Tolle teaches us that most of our mental struggles are rooted in our identification with these beliefs. He explains that the mind constantly creates stories and labels that define us. Stories like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never succeed," or "I'm too old to change." These are just mental constructs, and they only exist because we continue to feed them with our thoughts. Tolle believes that our identity is not tied to these beliefs. In fact, he argues that true freedom comes from detaching from the mind and living in the present moment. When we let go of these limiting beliefs, we free ourselves from the prison of self-doubt and step into a life where anything is possible. The first step in breaking free from these limiting beliefs is realizing that they are not truths, but simply thoughts we've adopted over time. Now that we've explored what limiting beliefs are and how they hold us back, let's turn our attention to a powerful tool that can help us break free from these mental chains. Presence. To truly understand how to free ourselves from limiting beliefs, we need to first grasp the concept of living in the present moment. The mind, by its nature, is constantly preoccupied with the past or the future. It drags us into memories of what went wrong or worries about what might happen next. But this endless mental chatter keeps us disconnected from the only time that truly matters, right now. Eckhart Tolle describes this constant thinking as the thinking mind, and it's what creates the illusion of separation, fear, and stress. When we are caught in the mind's grip, we are not truly living. We are simply reacting to the past or projecting into the future, missing the beauty and power of the present moment. Presence, on the other hand, is the art of being fully aware and alive in the here and now. It's about quieting the mind, letting go of all the noise, and simply experiencing life as it unfolds. Tolle explains that the mind's obsession with the past and future is what keeps us trapped in limiting beliefs. When we are present, we are not bound by those thoughts. We are no longer prisoners of our fears or doubts. One of the simplest ways to begin practicing presence is through mindfulness. It can be as simple as paying attention to your breath. Sit quietly for a moment, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Focus solely on the sensation of your breath as it moves in and out. This act of awareness takes you out of the constant mental chatter and brings you into the present. You can also practice presence through everyday activities. For instance, when you're eating, focus on the taste, texture, and aroma of the food. When you're walking, pay attention to each step and the sensations in your body. Living in the present moment offers incredible benefits. It allows you to break free from the cycle of negative thinking and limiting beliefs. When you're truly present, you're not weighed down by past failures or fearful of future outcomes. You're simply living in the flow of life. Tolle teaches that when we are present, we connect with our true essence, our pure consciousness. This is where peace, clarity, and joy reside. It's a place beyond the mind's judgments, beyond the limiting beliefs that have held us back for so long. The more we practice presence, the more we can create a life of freedom. Instead of being trapped by the stories we've told ourselves, we begin to see ourselves and the world in a new light. We realize that the limitations we once believed were real are simply the mind's illusions. And with presence, we can let them go. Now that we've explored the power of presence, it's time to focus on how we can actually break free from the limiting beliefs that have been holding us back. Recognizing these beliefs is the first step, but the real transformation happens when we begin to consciously shift them. One of the most effective ways to break free from limiting beliefs is by identifying them in the first place. Often, these beliefs are so deeply ingrained that we don't even realize they're influencing our thoughts and actions. Start by becoming aware of recurring negative thoughts. Do you often catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed"? These are classic signs of limiting beliefs at work. You might hear yourself saying things like, "I'll never be happy," or "I'm too old to change." These thoughts are simply mental patterns, and the good news is that once you identify them, you can begin to dismantle them. But awareness alone isn't enough. The next step is to practice self-compassion. Instead of criticizing yourself for having these limiting beliefs, show yourself kindness. Treat yourself with the same love and understanding that you would offer a close friend. Remind yourself that these beliefs are not your truth. They are just thoughts that you've learned to attach to your identity over time. By practicing self-compassion, you create the space for healing and growth. Eckhart Tolle teaches that when we identify with our thoughts, we become trapped by them. We believe they define us. But the truth is, we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness behind them. When we detach from the mind and observe our thoughts without judgment, we begin to see them for what they truly are, just fleeting mental patterns that have no power over us unless we give them power. Breaking free also involves taking action, even in the face of fear. As you start to identify and release these limiting beliefs, you'll begin to feel the pull of doubt and fear. It's normal to feel uncertain, but the key is not to let that stop you. Take small, courageous steps toward your goals, even if it's uncomfortable. You don't need to have everything figured out right away. Trust that as you continue to practice presence and self-compassion, you'll begin to see new possibilities and opportunities unfold. As we come to the end of this journey, it's time to build a new foundation, one that's based on the present moment, self-compassion, and an empowered mindset free from limiting beliefs. Breaking free from these beliefs is just the beginning. To create lasting change, we need to reinforce our new way of thinking and being. One powerful practice to help solidify this transformation is gratitude. By actively practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what's lacking or what's gone wrong in our lives to what's already good and abundant. Gratitude rewires the brain, helping us break free from the negative thought patterns that have kept us trapped for so long. When we start each day with gratitude, we train our minds to look for the positive instead of focusing on the negative. This simple shift can create profound changes in how we experience the world. Begin by setting aside a few minutes each morning to reflect on what you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face or the support of a close friend. Over time, you'll start to notice how this practice changes your outlook on life. You'll find that the more grateful you are, the less room there is for limiting beliefs to take hold. The more you appreciate what you have, the less you'll be consumed by thoughts of what you don't have. Another way to reinforce this new foundation is by aligning your actions with your values. When we live in harmony with our deepest values, we naturally attract more of what we truly want. So, take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are the things that light you up, that give your life meaning? Align your choices with these values and start taking small, purposeful actions that reflect them. This will strengthen your sense of purpose and reinforce the belief that you are worthy of living a life that aligns with your true self. Now, I want to invite you to take action today. If you've been carrying limiting beliefs around with you, it's time to let them go. Remember, these beliefs are not your truth. They are simply thoughts that you've allowed to define you. You have the power to change your narrative. Start by practicing presence in your everyday life. Take small steps towards self-compassion, awareness, and living in alignment with your values. As you begin to let go of those old beliefs, you'll create space for new possibilities, new experiences, and a life that truly reflects who you are at your core. I encourage you to take one small action right now, whether it's practicing mindfulness for 5 minutes, writing down 3 things you're grateful for, or simply letting go of a limiting thought that's been holding you back. This is the moment to begin the process of transformation. You've already taken the first step by watching this video, and now the journey continues. Remember, breaking free from limiting beliefs isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong practice. But with presence, self-compassion, and a commitment to living in alignment with your true self, you can create a life that's not limited by fear, doubt, or old stories. You can create a life filled with clarity, purpose, and limitless potential. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to subscribe and share it with someone who might benefit from it. Together, we can create a world where we live beyond our limiting beliefs in the fullness of who we truly are.